Warning, this is a parody. Hello? Hello, my pretty boy. I just want to tell you, you look so nice in that suit. You also look even nicer in the new shirt I have gotten you. Please, my dear boy, if I may open my heart to you, let me buy you more suits and cameras and give you more money. All that I ask is that you consider my kakumba and allow me to touch your kuma. If I can touch your kuma every day, I will pick up your laundry, I will take you places, and I will have a very good time with you. Uh, this is Eli, and my channel is called Eli-Ben-Eli. You know, Jumbo Mambo Familia Angu Hajambo. You know, Karibu to my humble Kwangu. This is Eli. This is part 2 of the video that I made the other day. There was a part 1, this is a part 2. I just wanted to add something that I found kind of humorous. Did you notice when Baba Louie, Baba Louie, that's a good name, Baba Louie, Baba Louie, Baba Louie. No, when Mr. Luis brought the shirt, the new shirt from Marwa, that he and Mr. Montua almost got into a cat fight. Montua, not to be outdone, ran in the house and came back with like 300 ties. Here, Mawa, take one of my ties. You can put on one of my ties. Of course, Mr. Luis, not to be outdone, jumps in and selects a tie. You know, Mr. Montua responds by selecting another tie. Yeah. No, that tie looks too busy. If he puts it on with a shirt that has a pattern, it will be too busy. I mean, you know, how I don't know how to say this because I have a lot of respect for the LGBT community. I'm not trying to offend anybody, but that conversation sounds like there's a hint of mint in that conversation. No, the boy looks very nice the way that he looks. Oh, look at him in that suit. He looks so beautiful. Yeah. And suddenly, Mr. Montua jumps on his tie. He puts it around his neck and talks about how he hasn't tied a tie in years, but he ties it first and he hands it to Marwa. Marwa puts it on, and it's like, I would have, and Marwa is laughing the whole time. I imagine that he's probably thinking, girls, please, there's a lot of me to go around. It's very organic. There's no need to fight. There's no need for any confrontation. There's plenty of me to go around. My kakumba is very large. I am looking at Mr. Montua in a new light. It's almost like if he's jealous of seeing Luis, the debonair Mr. Luis from Paris, or who has visited Paris and apparently lives a very wealthy life without children, no mention of wives, and he's feeling kind of jealous. Okay, I don't know if you folks in Africa, in Kenya or in West Africa, are familiar with the expression on the down low. There have been many prominent preachers and businessmen and with wives, children, status in the community who get caught up in scandals when it's discovered that they enjoy the company of what in America there's a name for certain kind of males in prison. It's not a derogatory name, it's just a name. They call them boys. Okay, apparently there are a lot of men all over the world that have a double life. They're running home to their wives. They're, oh, my wife, my family, I'm a family man, whatever. Secretly, they have a friend, a male friend across town. Why would Montua get caught up in a little confrontation about what tie Marwa should wear? And then the funny part about it is that hug, okay, that hug that Marwa gave Mr. Luis. Come on now. I mean, all of the African men that I have known and been friends with have a certain dignity. Okay, let's take one of my favorite YouTubers of the moment, John Bosco. I don't see John Bosco reaching out and hugging the neck of another man unless it's his father, and even then, mm-mm. And incidentally, please watch their most recent video. It is incredibly funny. Like always, they're talking about restoring Eden. Beautiful video. But then there comes a point at which you're walking up a path, and Femela runs like a deer. And he tells her, no, no, stand behind me, Femela, stand behind me. You'll be. She runs for her dear life. It turns out that our farmer was coming along with two bulls and a cow. And he keeps talking and he's saying Pamela is a little afraid of the bulls, and in the background you see Pamela jumping over water and running like if her life depended on it, and the bulls are doing nothing to her. The bulls are walking away. They're Pamela is a brilliant woman. She knows her plans and everything. But apparently, don't let a bull come walking toward her. Diana Kemi had a video in which she too almost took to her heels when a cow kept looking at her the wrong way. And speaking of Diana Kemi, I have to throw in a little observation, okay? There's a thing that a young woman at a synagogue that I used to go to told me. And what she said was, if a woman reaches the age of 17 and no man, no young man or anybody shows any interest in her, there's a danger that she'll begin to be seen as an old maid. In the Orthodox Jewish community, it's not unusual for a girl in her early 20s, in her late teens, to become married. And Diana Kemi is such a decent young woman. I bet you that she's looking for a husband. So, it's like she's a good kid. I don't hold any. I just wish her well. I hope that God allows her to find a good guy and somebody who treats her well. But she should also listen to what Mama Modesta, Coco Mama was saying. But she's a good kid. I really, really like her. I like all of her videos. I also wanted to make a quick comment about something. Uh, for me, I'm not talking for anybody else. Uh, there was a point at which I just had to stop watching the videos posted by Coco Girl. She's obnoxious to me. Whenever she walks around with her belly showing, the nipples on her chest standing, she's walking through a group of black men. You know, it's like they say that when in Rome, do what the Romans do. She doesn't seem to notice that all of the black women cover themselves, dress modestly. She's dressing like this because it's like, I think Coco Girl has an attitude of F you. The great Coco Girl is here. I can do what I want to do, and you better not touch me. She even told a police officer one time who reached out and took her by the arm, "Don't touch me! Don't touch me!" It's like something tells me that if Coco Girl stays in Africa enough, she's gonna end up causing an awful lot of harm to some of these black men who are silly enough to be chasing after her. I mean, you're living in a village full of beautiful black women. You're living in a community full of young. Look at Anne, and Anne, I saw what Anne did with her father, and it was heartbreaking. Anne's father may have a drinking problem, but if he's a drunk, people threw him under the bus and called him a drunk. Let's say that he is a drunk. Folks, being a drunkard, okay, is a disease. It is considered uncurable by medical science. But there are programs like AA, and once a person like him gets into a program like AA, if he's serious and he works a program, I have known people with 20, 30 years of sobriety. Okay, so please, folks, instead of throwing these people under the bus and treating them like dirt and having their children in public refusing to acknowledge them like a good child, can somebody, there's so many people in that village that have televisions and computers. Please start scheduling a Zoom service of Alcoholics Anonymous in that village and invite any alcoholic who wants to stop drinking to come and watch those videos. I promise you, I promise you, you will be stunned by the result. I have seen people that I thought were hopeless start living sober lives and start being happy lives by going to AA. So don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. Don't. Uh, if I could say something to Anne, I would tell her, don't disrespect your father. Your father apparently is a good man. Even if he drinks, he still comes around you. Even if he drinks, he's there. There are a lot of men that run off and never look at their children. Have some respect for your father. Okay, don't treat him like this. But anyway, I wanted to conclude by saying uh, thank you to A.M. Carroll, for a very nice shout out, and anytime that somebody does a nice shout out, it always has an impact on how many members I have. Not members, subscribers. Currently, I'm up to 347 subscribers, and I think that inshallah, with the help of Allah, I will have 350, maybe more. So if you're new to my channel, you know, uh, please like it and like this video and subscribe to my channel, and please comment. And as I said, a comment is a comment. I don't care whether it's positive or negative. I'm a very mature person, and I have a very thick skin. Comment. Say there's a person who is currently repeatedly, politely threatening me, telling me that I will never reach 1,000 unless I stop making comments about Marwa, blah 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 blah. And you know, let me tell you something. I became a member of the Jewish community. I became a Jew. I went to the mikvah. I went to months of classes and became a Jew in a city in which not that far from me, synagogues have had issues. Okay, most people are terrified of becoming a Jew. I'm a Jew. I learned a great deal about Islam, and I came to the conclusion that, you know what? They are so similar. And I had an idea. I said to myself, why can't I practice both Islam and Judaism if there's no conflict in between them? And that's what I went through a formal conversion process into Islam. And now I worship both as a Jew and as a Muslim. And, do people approve of this or not approve of it? I don't know. I worship at home and I watch Zoom services. But the point that I'm making to you is this: I don't scare easily. I don't know how my life is, what's going to happen to my life, but all that I'm looking for is salam. All that I'm looking for is shalom. And, but at the same time, inshallah, inshallah, bezarat Hashem, what God has for me, no man can take away from me. If it is the will of my God, if it is the will of Allah that I have thousands of followers, I will have thousands of followers. If His will for me is something else, then so be it. Okay, but you're not gonna, Marwa is not God. You are not gonna frighten me or threaten me or whatever by telling me anything about what Marwa can or cannot do. He may be your God, but he's not my God. Marwa is a man who has to be advised to take his clothes off because apparently his clothes are smelling. Okay, Marwa is a man that is being treated like a prospective trick by a bunch of sugar daddies. Since he's gotten to America, all that he's done is had sugar daddies provide him with places to live, car rides, food. You know, I'm scared of God. I'm not scared of man. So, please like and subscribe. But, as far as trying to intimidate me is concerned, don't waste your time. Okay, I have faced guns. I have been shot at. I have had people threaten to take my life. I used to practice criminal law. There is not much in this world that's gonna frighten me. Okay, I know something, and with this I'm gonna wrap up what I'm saying. I know that old man that come out of the womb of women. Okay, all true men are born and will one day die. I did not have enough wisdom to be afraid of being born, and I do not have enough wisdom now to be afraid of dying or of suffering or whatever. So if you want to make threats. But better yet, why don't you come to understand something? This is humor. This is reaction. And it's not going to go away because it doesn't suit you or Mara or anybody else. But friends, again, please do me a favor. Please help me to build my channel. I'm on the road to 1,000, and 1,000 may not seem like a lot to you, but it's like it is what it is. And if you're an established YouTuber, my attitude about that is this: if you do a shout out, God bless you. I appreciate you. But in the end, what is for me, what Allah has willed for me, no person can take away. So I hope everybody is blessed. I haven't been here for a couple of days because of some problems that I had with my the phone company that I use, who are basically a bunch of no good thieves. But the problem has been rectified, and hopefully I'll be here again, tomorrow, and inshallah I'll be here, subhanallah, until Allah directs me to do something else, or until I cease to find this enjoyable. But in the meantime, I love all of you. I thank each and every one of the new people who have subscribed. I thank each and every one of the old people who have subscribed. Keep coming back. I try to make quality content, and I hope you enjoy it. Shalom. Salam. Bye bye.